welcome to Veterans Talkback. Hey there, my name is Louis Short, and I am on the phone today with Brad Williams out of Omaha, Nebraska. I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about his military service real quick before we get into some questions.
My name is Brad Williams. I'm a petty officer second class. I'm a bosun mate second class. The first duty station was Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. I got really lucky to be stationed in the Navy's greatest home port. I was attached to the USS OK, DDG-77, plank owner. And once I got there, I mean, it was I was an E1. I came in undesignated, and then after 9/11 happened, I was able to join VBSS as a visit board search and seizure. And for my first and second deployments, I was boarding oil tankers, junks, anything that floated in the Gulf of Hormuz, Aden, Middle East, and so on. And so that's what I did, and I'm very proud of what I've done.
Back, you said you went in 2000 as far as basic.
Yeah.
So you went to Great Lakes in Chicago for boot camp, I'm assuming, because San Diego was already closed by then?
I went to Great Lakes, USS Seawolf, Division 049. That was my boot camp.
And for there, so you didn't actually go to an A school for the Navy, or did you just move to a ship? You did move to an A school. Okay.
Yeah, I went to A school for a basic engineer, which is it sounds kind of silly. I went I went to A school for like a month. There were I went to because when I came in, I was an electrician mate, not an electrician mate as a designated rate, but that was the rate that they wanted me to put me in. But I was undesignated. So once I got in to this, to A school, they said we're probably going to put you like in engineering without a doubt, and you're going to be like an electrician mate. So we did like an A school for like a month and whatever. And that's about it.
And then you move on to your first duty station of Pearl Harbor. That had to be such a great honor to serve at that military base after what happened with the Japanese in World War II.
Oh, it was a culture shock, big time, because I will never forget the smelling of the salt air when I got off the plane. And see, Oahu's not really a big place. Everything's kind of compact. So, Fort Allen, with the bombing and everything else is going, that's where you go to school. Your A schools, your B schools, whatever you got to work on, that's where you go to school at. And to see the zigzags from the zeros on the concrete when you go to Fort Allen, you see the bullet holes in the windows. I used to operate the Liberty boats to the USS Arizona on my days off for volunteer duty when I was stationed in Building 150, Naval Station Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. And it's a very humbling experience to see the USS Missouri, right beside our sister ship, the Arizona, and when we did the visit board search and seizure, our training was on Fort Allen, and then you see these zigzags from the Japanese zeros in the cement, in the concrete, and you're running past it. So yes, it was.
So they've left a lot of the zigzags, bullet damage from the zeros that were attacking Fort Island in the building still.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm not really a big fan of the movie, but the movie Pearl Harbor. For instance, there's that one scene where there's it's a red and white. It's a tower. If you see the island today and you go on to Fort Island, you can see bullet holes inside of the tower itself. Now we before I left, I did 2 years of shore duty there. I remember one Christmas, we had to put up the decorations, on Christmas and so on. We did the dive tower for the Mariners. They don't use this anymore, but this was in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. And once you get on top of this, you probably got about a knife edge, like a knife edge in the Navy. It's kind of like probably about like a couple inches before you fall off the deck of the ship. Well, like a knife edge on this dive tower. This is a huge dive tower. I'm gonna send you pictures later on. You had to buckle yourself down and harness yourself down on this huge dive tower that they would use to train the submariners and so on. And you can look out and see the whole entire harbor, and it was beautiful. And it's part of Fort Allen itself. It's part of everything there, and it's a beautiful place to be. So, I got lucky. I get really lucky to experience a lot of the history there. So,
and I've never been to Hawaii, so one of these days I actually want to go down or fly over and visit Pearl Harbor and the USS Arizona. I want to check out the place where World War II ended with the Japanese, which was the USS
Missouri.
That's one of my dreams, is to go there and visit both of those ships.
Well, my senior chief, one of the senior chiefs that I that had a chance to serve with, Senior Chief Dan. That is his name. No joke. I'm not doing like the whole, Forrest Gump thing, but his name was Dan. He served on the Missouri twice. And then he was our mess crank. He was actually our chief on the O'Kane on his last deployment, on his side of command. And for him to see the USS, Missouri across in this brand new guided missile destroyer that he's serving on every day was a blessing. And he would tell me about having barbecues on the back of this thing, and it's so we took a trip one day. We went over there, and I got to go on the USS Missouri, right beside our sister ship, and it's a beautiful place. So yeah, I think, there's a lot of sailors, I guess, they have what they've done, but I got lucky. I've had a very, very wonderful career and service in the military. So very proud of that.